Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My today's video's topic is friendship and the importance of friendship in our children's lives. We often try to choose friends for our kids. For example, I am a Muslim, I'm from Pakistan, and I have been involved in the community for a long time. And I have noticed that unfortunately, Muslim Pakistani mothers try to uh, find friends for their kids within the Muslim Pakistani community. Please don't do that. Please do not do that to your kids. You can introduce them to new children and say, they have or new families, and tell them that they have, son or daughter your age. Maybe you guys can hang out sometimes, but please don't force the friendships upon your kids. It's okay if they don't make Muslim friends all the time. Let them make non-Muslim friends. Let them make Christian, Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, whatever religion they follow. Be their friends. It's good for them. Don't teach them this prejudice and racism. That's what leads to the bigger disaster when they are older and they're young adults, or when they're mature adults. So there are a few things that I would like to talk about friendships. Number one, if your child tells you that he or she has friend, make sure you respect his or her friendship. Their friends are very important to them, just like our friends are very important to us. And please do not tell them that you cannot be friends with that person, unless, of course, you see something seriously wrong with the family or with that child. Believe me, sometimes your kids will be better off by having non-Muslim friends than having Muslim friends. Not all Muslim kids are perfect. Not all Muslim families are perfect. You'll be surprised how many horrible things are taking place within the Muslim families, and the kids are exposed to that. So if your children are very mushy with those Muslim friends, and they're going to their houses all the time, you don't know what they're getting exposed to. So you have to be very careful. Teach your children about the difference between the right kind of friendship and wrong kind of friendship, and then trust them. Of course, stay alert. I always say never ignore them. You have to be very alert when it comes to your kids up to a certain age, and then guide them through the process, but don't impose anything on your kids. Next thing is, when their friends come over to your house, make sure that your house is their friends ready. For example, when we as an adult invite our friends over, we make sure that our house is tidy up because we have company coming over, beds are made, dishes are done, we cook some nice delicious food for our friend, or maybe a nice cup of tea with some, snacks. Do the same thing for your friends. If their friends are coming over, do this kind of prep for them. They would appreciate it, and their friends would be more happy to come to your house. And it's always safer to have your children's friends come to your house versus you sending your kids to somebody else's house, not knowing what kind of environment they have in their household. You only know your house. You don't know anybody else's home situation. So if you must be very careful, or you want to be very careful, these are some of the things that you should do, regardless of what race or culture or color or religion they come from. Next is, when their friends come over, make sure you look presentable. Half the time, we as parents completely ignore the fact that we are our children's parents, and our children should be proud of us, and they should be proud to introduce us as their parents. And trust me, if you are looking ugly and you have dirty, filthy clothes, and you have your messy hair, and you're wearing in your pajamas all day, walking in your pajamas all day long, and their friends walk into your house and they see you in their PJs, and it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, this will not put good impression on them, and your children will feel very embarrassed of you. They will not like to introduce you as their mom or dad. They will not like you to be around their friends very much, which will make you become distant from your kids. You want to make your children and their friends comfortable around you, and to do so, make sure you look presentable, just like you want to look presentable for your own friends. Don't take their friendships light. Kids have more ego than we do. They have a lot more respect than we do, because they get hurt very easily. We are stronger people. We have through ups and downs in our lives. We can take things better than our children can. So please don't humiliate them in front of their friends. Also, next step is, teach your kids to be able to say no to a friend. When I say no, it means kids want to do silly things, whether they're young or they're teenagers. You have to instill certain values in your kids, and you have to educate your children that I'm glad that you have friends. I'm happy for you. You have a wonderful group of friend circle, and I really appreciate that you're being friendly with everyone. However, I would like to tell you these are some of the things which are fine lines for us as Muslims, and we don't cross those. And make sure if your friends ever convince you or force you to cross those boundaries and fine lines, you're able to say no to them. Because if you don't teach that to your kids, kids don't know that. If we don't discuss something with them, they are going to find out from maybe somebody else, and that somebody else will give them their version of the information, which may not be the kind of information you want to be delivered to your children. So make sure you teach your children to be able to say no to their friends. You want your kids to be the reason of um, you want your children to be the reason of improvement into other children's life, not a disaster for other kids. Similarly, you want their friends to not to cause disaster in your children's life as well. So in order for you to do this, make sure you know their friends, you talk to them, you socialize with them at a personal level as a mom, as a dad, and try to get to know their families as well. So I know my son has a group of friends. He's, mashallah, such a wonderful kid. He's very social. He gets along with everybody. And in his group circle, he has Indians, he has white boys, he has a couple of Muslim kids, and then is himself. And I know their families very well. We do sleepovers. Everybody takes turn. So one of their friend will host sleepover, and everybody will drop off their kids, and they'll pick them up. Moms sometimes socialize with each other. Dads not so much, because I guess dads are always busy. So that's a good way of knowing your children's friends and their families, and you know what kind of environment they come from, what kind of families they have, who's in their family, etc., etc. So please be very careful when and please respect your children's friendship. It's very important to them, and it should be important to you as well. Please let me know if you would like me to record a video on something else that you have concerns about. Please give my video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Until next time, Allah Hafiz.